Today I'm going to be reading some Reddit stories for you guys. But there's one thing I'm going to do different in this video that I don't normally do in other videos. Use my glasses. That's right, I'm partially and mentally blind, so I do need glasses to, read. Am I the asshole for yelling at some lady on the train because I'm disabled? Hey, so I'm a 23 male, was taking the train back home after the test at uni. Context about me, I have a limp in my left leg due to an injury I got last year at a playground. Context to the injury, was running after my little brother when came to visit my family. He climbed onto some tall playground device, and when I tried to chase him, I tripped and fell right to my leg. So I don't think this person's either English is not their first language or they're not good at typing. About a 70-centimeter fall, and my leg, taking all of my 87-kilogram weight, led to breaking it in the wrong way, to the point even after surgery and constant training to strengthen my leg, I can't stand for more than 10 minutes without a standing cane, unless I want to start feeling pain in my left leg. Okay, so I feel bad for this guy. Fell. He broke his leg in a really bad way, and I guess it healed differently, and so he has pain in his leg when he stands. So the train was pretty full, but I found a chair to sit at. About 12 minutes later, some old lady, looked somewhere about 50 to 60 years old, got next to me and asked if I could give her my seat. I said sorry, but I couldn't, and when I said that, she started yelling at me how entitled, young, healthy people like me can't help an old lady like her. Definitely sounds like a Karen. Some people started to look at me weirdly, and I decided to channel the same energy as her and yelled back about the fact that I'm disabled and can't stand for an hour plus till my stop, and even showed my walking cane to show I'm not faking it. By the way, the cane was hiding behind my backpack so people couldn't see it. So I don't think fighting fire with fire is always the right idea, or the right thing to do. In this guy's case, he just blatantly yelled back at her and gave her the same amount of energy. It's kind of annoying when people give you the same amount of energy as you give them, but you gotta know that, it's deserved. I can't fucking see. Here we go. Long story short, she looked annoyed, but people started to look at her weirdly now, and she left to the next cabin. I was feeling good about myself, but the old man sitting next to me said that I could have been nicer about it, and he was right. I didn't need to go to her level, but some part of me is glad I did, and to hope I taught her some sort of lesson. Or at least hope so. So Reddit, am I the asshole for yelling at an old lady because she was annoying me and made me look like a dick? Edit. Spelling. Also, sorry about calling 50 plus old. I didn't know it's not considered an old age. Just listening to my father talking about it, about his 50th birthday coming up and how old he is going to be, it made me think that you're old at 50 and above. Edit 2. Holy crap, this blew more than I thought. What? Edit 2. Holy crap, this blew up way more than I thought. Legit thought it would stop at 100 to 150 comments max. Thanks for the relapse. It helped me realize while I could have been nicer, being the jerk this time was most likely the right thing to do in order to stand up to myself this time. By the way, sorry for the spelling. English is my third language and I'm dyslexic. Also, I'm writing it on my phone, so no regular spelling apps help to fix it. That explains a lot. So in this case, you're not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole. Could you have been nicer about it? Yeah, of course. But it was also very rude and not a nice thing to do. That lady is the asshole, in my opinion. Just if someone's on a lower level than you, just don't stoop down to that level. Like, you're better than that. Let's read some of the comments. Not gonna lie, I might not be impartial. Heart condition. It's managed now, but it used to be severe enough that I couldn't be on my feet for very long and had no way of proving it. Yeah, it's hard to prove you have something wrong with you without people speculating that you're lying. But for me, not the asshole, I'm so sick of people assuming I can't means nah, I don't feel like it. You made a scene and maybe you embarrassed her, but you also taught a lesson to everyone in earshot. Disabilities are sometimes invisible or hard to detect. Agreed. OMG, same. I had a disabled placard for the times I absolutely couldn't walk the distance to the store or doctor or restaurant. The number of times some complete stranger, not looking for a park, would chew me out for parking in a disabled space, and if I showed them my sticker and said I was recovering from heart surgery, they'd yell and scream at me that I was being ridiculous and clearly stole the placard from my grandmother or whoever. People are stupid with that. If someone has a disabled placard, a handicap sticker or anything, just believe them. It's annoying. I need water. So in my opinion, not the asshole. The lady shouldn't have said that. It's really hard to prove something that you can't actually prove. And in this case, this guy couldn't really prove that he was disabled because like he didn't have like a, I don't know, for example, missing leg or anything. It was internal and no one else could see it. So it's always hard trying to, convince someone that doesn't believe you, like something that is true, but it happens. And yeah, sucks, but not the asshole. Next story. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that she isn't traumatized from somebody else's proposal? Interesting title. Tell me more. Do tell me more. I, a 20-year-old female, have had 3 close friends in college. Grace, a 21-year-old female, Matt, a 21-year-old male, and Laura, a 21-year-old female. Laura really likes using mental health terminology. She explores a lot of labels from those therapist influencers online. She's told that she has an anxiety disorder and depression, but that's the only diagnosis she's been given so far. Recently, she's been exploring autism and ADHD. First of all, go to a therapist or go see a doctor. Don't be diagnosed by someone online, or if someone tells you you have it. Actually, like, get tests and see if you actually have a condition or a disorder or something, because like online stuff, it's not better than a real doctor, real certified doctor. Matt wanted to propose to Grace. They've been dating for a while. He's been planning the proposal for a couple weeks, and while the proposal was very intimate between the two of them, I was very involved in scheduling the after proposal event at a restaurant. The specifics of that are irrelevant to the story, but it was lovely and Grace and Matt seemed really happy. Laura told us that she didn't want to be involved in planning the proposal because it reminded her of her parents' divorce. She said that she might come to the post-engagement party, will come the day of the engagement, and both Matt and I forget to check in on Laura. I don't think it's Matt's fault at all because he was occupied with far more important things, but I feel a bit guilty about not reminding her. She ended up not coming to the party. A lot of parties. I didn't have a post-engagement party, I just tried to eat sushi and they never served us. The next day, she starts posting online some dramatic, for lack of a better words, things about how it was traumatizing to see how little her friends cared about her, and that she'll be updating her followers on a trauma therapy journey. She posts that she's now in a really dark place and she thinks she has PTSD. Girl, you do not have PTSD from someone proposing. How does a proposal remind you of a divorce? That doesn't make sense. They're not even married yet. You didn't see your parents get engaged. I mean, you might have, but you didn't get married. You're not the one that got married. Don't take someone else's happiness and destroy it and make it your own problem. Like, that's so weird. For context, I'm pretty sensitive to mention of trauma and PTSD because I was diagnosed with PTSD by a psychologist in my last year of high school after something that happened in my first. Yeah, psychologists are like the best thing to like diagnose you with stuff. This girl's getting her diagnostics from, I don't know, does BetterHelp still do that? Because I know BetterHelp was kind of like a scammy type or shady type thing. I don't know. But PTSD is, that's sucks. It sucks to be diagnosed, but if you think you have it just randomly because you want, to be the center of attention, you don't really have it. I felt a lot of guilt and shame around this because I spent a lot of time feeling that the thing that happened wasn't bad enough to count. I sometimes still get nightmares and flashbacks, but it's gotten better after therapy. I know that I have my own issues wrapped up regarding the word, and it bothers me a lot when people seem to throw the terms around without understanding their weight, but I also acknowledge that I can't stop the internet from doing its thing. Yeah, that's right, you can't stop someone, or in this case, the internet, from, telling someone that what they think that they have is actually what they have. And people don't understand that they can't just put a label on, their feelings and say, oh, it's this, when it's actually not. It's actually just, selfishness or jealousy. OP is saying that, she has had nightmares and flashbacks. That's PTSD. So Laura's gonna have flashbacks and nightmares of her parents' divorce and this engagement? Like, what? Get a grip with yourself, Laura. I haven't told any of my college friends about this, so Laura doesn't know. At one point, she called me and started explaining how traumatized she is, and I finally snapped and said, "You're not traumatized. Stop being dramatic. You just got exactly what you asked for." Now I feel guilty because I feel like that was a little harsh. And she's posting online. Okay, stop. People that post online about being dramatic, that's so childish. To be honest, that's cringe. It's cringy. It's cringy. Like to post online, "Oh, my friend's mean and she's a meanie. Bye." Just so that your 200 followers know that. Like, no one cares. She's been posting online about that one friend she thought she could rely on to support her is abusive and doesn't understand how being traumatized works. However, I feel like honestly, Laura's being very dramatic about an event that's not about her. Exactly, it's not about her. She's trying to make it about her. Not cool. I called my mom to see what her opinion is on this, and she told me that I could have reminded Laura about the party, and while my point is not necessarily wrong, I could have been more sensitive, so now I'm not sure how wrong I am. Okay, so yeah, you could have at least told her about the party, but I mean, she also knew about it, didn't she? So it's not your fault for reminding an adult about something that they should like know about. Like Laura knew about the engagement party. So Reddit has concluded that OP is not the asshole. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be an asshole. "I should be judged for how I responded to Laura when she was telling me about her supposed trauma. 2, it might make me the asshole because my wording wasn't particularly sensitive, and I technically didn't know if she was traumatized or not, so I could have been more supportive. I mean, yeah, you could also be supportive for someone, but also if someone's being dramatic and trying to make an event, like I said, about them, it's, you know, you gotta let them know. You gotta put them in their place and let them know that, hey, this isn't about you, so shut the fuck up and sit down. Easy as that. Some of the comments say, "Not the asshole. I cannot stand people who throw around psychological terminology with an actual meanings to describe just the normal feelings." That's what I said. It's her normal feelings. She doesn't have the entitlement to say, "Oh, I have PTSD from a fucking engagement." This person is absolutely creating their own drama, and you do not want any part of it. Thank you. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like all of us will be tired / overwhelmed / whatever, but Laura has anxiety / burnout / some fancier term to describe the thing. Sounds like honestly a narcissist. I find it manipulative and also very aggravating. Aggrandizing? You know, don't like say you have something when you actually don't. Just because you think you have something doesn't mean you actually do. It could be something else, you know? So if you think you have PTSD, if you think you have ADHD, autism, or anything in the world, go see a doctor. Mental health is normal. Go see a therapist. We all struggle. For some it's easy, for some it's harder. Like for me, I struggle with the English language, even though it's my first language. So she's dubbed not the asshole. Moving on to our next story. Oh, no. Okay, so this one was deleted. Am I the asshole for asking my coworker to not eat tuna in the break room? Tuna. Fish. So I am a very pregnant right now. We have a preggo lady, still in the first trimester, but the system's hit. I am nauseous all day and I can't eat anything warm, really. I've been living on cold sandwiches and fruits, because that is all my body can tolerate right now. My sense of smell is also heightened. So my coworker loves tuna. He eats everything with tuna, specifically a Spanish brand with tomato puree in it. I used to like it before I was pregnant, even though the smell is quite strong. The problem is that he doesn't keep the tuna refrigerated. He literally pulls it out of his work bag, and especially in the summer, he stinks everything up. Usually I do notice, but I can manage. But lately, I can't stand around that smell. I have barfed way more than I wanted to admit. Yesterday, I came back from my barfing, and I asked him if he could please eat somewhere else. Something else, sorry. My throat is hurting from barfing every day, and I just can't anymore. Dude got red in the face and left the break room. He left his tuna too. Now people are calling me an asshole. They told me I am not entitled to dictate what someone else eats. I try to explain, but apparently HR is also involved too. So, was I really the asshole? Absolutely, yeah. The break room is not your, your personal office or your house, your bedroom or anything. The break room is a community room that everyone goes and enjoys their food and breaks, hence the name break room. You could have also politely said, "Hey, it stinks, can you eat somewhere else?" without saying, "Hey, I've just fucking barfed all kinds because of your stupid stinky ass food, go eat somewhere else." No, you could have said nicer. Absolutely the asshole. And especially if there's more than one person in that break room, I mean, it's gonna be more than one smell. It's not just going to be that tuna. Yeah, tuna stinks a lot, but also so does every other food. Edit. Thank you all for the judgment. It's pretty clear I am the asshole. I still like to provide some info as my HR meeting already passed. I forgot to mention some things in the heat of the moment. Oh god, when people leave stuff out, you know why they're called the asshole. There's a general consensus in our break room to not heat up fish and to not eat stinky stuff. That is true. That's like a universal thing. You're not supposed to eat fish at work because it does stink and it leaves a odor. But also, you could have said it a nicer way, or even just went to HR and complained. If you're at work and you have a problem with something or someone, just go to HR. Go to your supervisor. Go to whoever is in charge of. I don't know why this apparently doesn't appeal to my coworker, and he had never gotten in trouble because of that. I have absolutely no problem with this coworker. Yes, I should have been much more sensitive and asked nicely. I did ask him once before if he could refrigerate his tuna, so the smell couldn't be overpowering. It was still an asshole move to do in front of my coworkers. Oh, you did it in front of your coworkers? Yikes. I should have asked him again privately. Yes, you should have. And of course, my sensitivity to smell is not his problem. I just snapped. I did apologize to him. Good job for apologizing. And yeah, you're right. Your sense of smell is not his problem and not his priority. So he doesn't have to, fix whatever problem you're having. We only have the break room. I can't go anywhere else because this is my part-time airport job. We are not allowed to eat on the ramp or in the plane, even if it's empty. The break room is inside the security area because that is where I had work today. Nowhere else to go, literally. That sucks. Car? I don't know. I mean, airports are big, no? Just go sit in a chair out there? A terminal chair? I don't know. HR did dismiss the complaint my coworker made. I apologized to him and explained everything to him that I snapped. He said my pregnancy was not his problem. HR said he could have had eaten tuna in the break room. Doesn't matter if I'm pregnant or not. Many people did not complain apparently directly with HR. Again, thank you for your judgment. I did apologize to my coworker. He still kind of seems off, but there's nothing I can do about that now. If someone is eating something stinky, I mean, just go tell HR. Go tell someone that that's in charge of you. Reddit seems to have labeled the OP as the asshole. You could have politely let everyone know that you are having a sensitive stomach and that strong smells are an issue for you, but you chose to express your issues with barfing while someone else is eating in the lunchroom. You also did it in front of other people and singled out a specific coworker. You could have quietly emailed HR or your coworker and explained the situation. You could have requested everyone be sensitive with smells if they could, but that you understood it is your burden to bear and will do the best to mitigate. But that any help is appreciated because it would be a favor to you out of kindness. You being at your limit does not entitle you to embarrass or single out another coworker or talk about your barfing while other people are eating. Yes, very, very gross. That's nasty. Don't talk about sickness when someone's eating. I'll smack a hoe. No, I'm just kidding. No, as an Asian, I constantly get told my food is too smelly for their Western asses. Or arses. It's often just racism because roast fucking smells strong too. Yeah, it's true. Anything stinky regardless of cuisine should be heated and eaten outside the office. Asian food uses a lot of fermented stuff that smells tank when heated, but so does fish and a number of other things. I think a lot of things smell, strong if they're heated up. Even spaghetti smells strong. I think it's just like a consideration thing, and honestly, the airport break room should get it should be bigger. Like, how small is the break room? Is it big? Is it small? Does it have ventilation at least? But OP is deemed the asshole. Moving on. Am I the asshole for bringing over a girl to our apartment when my housemate had his mom over? Oh boy, here we go. Me and my housemate have an argument and we decided to let Reddit decide who is in the right. Please let this fucker know. Excuse my French. I don't think Reddit's the place to decide who's right in an argument, because it could always be the other way around, and it's Reddit. I, a 21-year-old male, live with my friend of over 6 years in a 2-bedroom apartment for the last 2 years. When we started living together when his parents are over, I shouldn't bring any girl over or drink. Basically be a good Christian boy. as I never even talked to a girl at the time and don't drink. I accepted it. It was good until the last 6 months, when his mother started coming over like every other week and stayed for a week. Stayed for a week? Where, like on the couch? I didn't like it and had a couple conversations with him about it, even though I didn't have any particular issue with his mom, but I didn't like an extra person in our apartment at all times. He said that his parents are kind of overbearing and he couldn't do much about it, and he even talked to her about it, but she just doesn't listen. My parents are sometimes like this too, but never to this level, so I kinda gotta let it go, as she does help with our cooking too. In hindsight, this is my biggest mistake. Ain't no way my mom's living in my house for a freaking week. I mean, a mother should respect a no as a freaking no. Because from last month, she's been here. Now I've started going out more and started talking to many girls and wanted to invite her. What? Dude, this guy sucks at typing. Who is this? Because from last month, she's been staying here. Now I have started going out more and started talking to a girl, Mary, and wanted to invite her over. But as my friend's mother is always there, I didn't get time. So this Friday I said fuck it and invited Mary over for Saturday night. Because last week my friend also brought home his girlfriend and his mother was okay with it. Well, today and this morning when Mary was leaving, my friend's mother started making a scene and said that we have turned this house into a brothel and bringing over girls every weekend for fucking. What? Dude, whose mom is this? First of all, it's not her house to dictate who's making their house into a brothel. The worst part being, both I'm a virgin and invited over Mary just for movies. Right, wink wink. Well, Mary didn't like it that much for obvious reasons and left in a hurry. I chased and apologized to her before she got into her Uber. When I went back to my apartment, his mother still yelled at me for doing these non-Christian acts in a Christian household. I'm not even Christian. I'm a Buddhist. Go off, sis. And then my friend also said that I'm the asshole for bringing over a girl, even when he clearly said his mother doesn't like it. Bro brought over his own girlfriend. Like, that's very hypocritical. I argued, then why did you bring your girl over? To which he said he didn't keep her overnight. Not the asshole, obviously. That's crazy. Tell your friend your mom's nuts. And your friend's also crazy for, letting his mom walk all over her. Or him, I mean. Not the asshole. It's not his mother's house. You're not her son. She's not on the lease. It's not her rules. There you go. If you can weather the yelling, then personally, I'd be petty and push all the buttons and have your girlfriend over every night. Have loud sex, drink. Obviously, I'm taking the piss here, but don't do this if you don't want to. Again, you're not her son. You're not the same religion. She can yell all she wants at you, but it's not her house. If she doesn't like it, she can go back to her fucking own house. Does she have her own house or is she homeless? Why exactly is she staying there for a week or a month at a time in her own son's shared apartment? That's what I don't get to. I don't know what the laws are where you are, but I know in some places the lease has clauses for the amount of time guests can stay for. I've seen it come up on here when it was sometimes as small as a girlfriend, boyfriend staying over for 3 days a week, and that violated the contract terms, just saying. Nah, I've just told her to leave and not come back. She doesn't live here. What kind of middle-aged woman imposes herself on her son's bachelor pad? The kind that likes to ogle young men. Yeah, that's a control freak mom. That's crazy. That's ugh. Get control of your parent. That's honestly cringe and embarrassing for like the mom to like do that, Next story and final story. My light just died, so if lighting's weird, one of my lights just died. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my mother access to my house after she was stealing from me in the old one? Okay, interesting. I, a 28-year-old female, have a mom who I lived with until just about 2 weeks ago. I was finishing up grad school and needed a place to stay, and she happily offered to let me live at her house. I had my own room, and I was paying for my own expenses such as makeup, personal belongings, travel, clothing, etc. I had also offered to help pay for some rent, though she insisted she paid. I often noticed things went missing in my room when I got back for breaks during college. I'd leave some makeup items in my drawer to notice some went missing or were half used. And it didn't take me long to find out that it was my mom's doing. I then confronted her and she denied it. Later I found my makeup sitting on her bed in plain sight and she couldn't deny it this time. Instead, she used the excuse that since she was paying rent and letting me live under her roof, my items were her items too, and I should be more grateful. I noticed too many things going missing over a few months, including my earbuds, earbuds, and other expensive items. This led to a huge argument, which eventually just resulted in me using my savings to get a nearby apartment. That's a very smart idea. That sounds like a very, very tough situation. Toxic, too. Anything that you own is not anyone else's. Whatever you own is what you own, you know? A few days ago, my mom asked for a spare key to my apartment as she wants to be able to stop by and visit her daughter while feeling welcomed. I refused to give it to her and told her that she could stop by whenever I was home since she wanted to see me and nothing else. She got angry and began complaining to all my family members. My dad agrees with her, but it's very split. Am I the asshole? Absolutely not. You don't want to give your mom the key that you pay for your own living space. She just has to live with that decision. It's not her house. She doesn't own you unless you're like 17 or whatever, which you're not because you said you are 20. You're 28. That mom needs to like stop thinking that like your stuff is hers too, because that's not how it works. Not how it works. You are an independent adult. You have the right to privacy and security. Security of your belongings. Your relationship to someone does not give them the right to use your belongings, live in your apartment, etc. without your permission. You've already had your stuff taken over once and used the forbidden technique of you don't pay rent, so your stuff is my stuff. Even though you offered to split the rent. Yeah, even though you offered and she said no, still, your stuff is not hers. That's so weird. I read Reddit and I wonder how many people's relatives have the nerve to claim other people's stuff. It's just some kind of cruelty. It's not a sibling relationship. It's an invasion of your personal space and belongings. You did the right thing. You have nothing to apologize for. Perhaps you should limit the amount of communication and meetings with your parents, or do it on a neutral territory like cafes or parks. Not the asshole. So yeah, that's a crazy mom. We had a few couple crazy parents in this Reddit story. But guys, we're done. That's it. If you guys like this video, leave a like and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on any of these stories. And if you like the video, please leave a like. I don't know if I already said that or not. I can take my glasses off now. Oh, my eyes. So yeah, guys, my mouth is very dry right now. That was my first ever Am I the Asshole Reddit stories, and I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more Reddit videos, and I'll make more. Just say pretty, please. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, or a good weekend, or a good day, or a good night. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.